Carly, this is my makeup toast. I'm sorry about yesterday. I apologize.
You say that.
Because I do mean it. I'm uncontrollable sometimes, but I do apologize, and I mean it when I apologize.
I accept your apology.
Thank you.
Sierra tipped the hat. And when she tipped the hat, I got back.
Okay, because Sierra called me last night. She just kept saying I wasn't the first person to say it. They said it first. And she said that you knew whatever was going on.
I didn't ask them to tell me that. I would have preferred not to know.
What happened last night? I heard you guys got into a fight.
No.
The night air in Jamaica was thick with heat, liquor, and tension. The waves crashed in the background, but the real storm was brewing right in front of the cameras. Zayne stood up, glass in hand, eyes wild. Voice sharp enough to slice through the fake smile circling that dinner table. Hey, look, he said, waving his hand. Trying to steady himself and the chaos about to erupt. Anybody cheating in here, whether it's 24 hours in Selma, whether it's mendeecees in Yandy, or whoever else, it's time to stop acting brand new. The table froze. Forks dropped. You could feel the air shift as if the whole island paused just to watch the explosion unfold. Yandy's jaw tightened instantly. Mendeecees leaned back, rubbing his beard like a man who already knew this wasn't going to end peacefully. In 24 hours he just sat there, expression blank. The kind of silence that screams louder than words. Zayne. Stop, Ashley tried to whisper, tugging at his arm. But he shook her off like a man possessed. Nah, let me talk, he snapped. I'm tired of everybody smiling in each other's faces and lying behind closed doors. Y'all make marriage look like a game show, and I ain't playing it no more. The entire group shifted uncomfortably. Carly Rae gave a look straight into the camera like she was already predicting how viral this scene was about to get. Spice, sipping her drink slowly, muttered under her breath, "Lord, here goes in again. Drunk off that rum and drama." But this wasn't just rum talk anymore. Zayne was hitting nerves nobody wanted touched. To for HRS finally broke his silence. Bro, you good? He asked, voice calm but eyes cold. Nah, I ain't good, Zayne fired back. You talking about loyalty but can't even keep your woman in check. Everybody knows Selma been getting a little too friendly while you out here defending her on camera. That line hit like a slap. Selma's face went blank, her eyes darting toward the producers off screen, silently begging them to cut the cameras. But it was too late. The damage was done. Zayne, don't talk about my wife, 24 Hours said, his tone dropping low. Dangerous. Don't do that, bro. Then control your house. Zayne shouted. The sound of chairs scraping echoed like gunfire. Mendeecees stood up next, trying to be the peacemaker. Yo, chill, man. This supposed to be a group trip. Ain't nobody here to disrespect nobody's family. But Zayne wasn't done. You want to talk family? Cool, let's talk. You sitting here like you the voice of reason, when you and Yandy can't even stay on the same page for a week without a rumor popping up. Yandy's eyes flared, and she shot back instantly. Don't bring my marriage into your meltdown. We built something real, and you can't say the same. Oh, I can't? Zayne laughed bitterly. At least I ain't hiding behind sponsorships and camera edits. The table gasped. Even Carly Rae, who lives for mess, whispered. He didn't just say that. At that moment, the tension reached boiling point. Ashley slammed her napkin down and stood up. Zayne, you embarrassing me. You don't even know what you talking about no more, oh. So now you want to play innocent? He said, glaring at her. Ain't you the one texting people behind my back while preaching about loyalty? The air went silent. Spice turned her head, pretending to scroll her phone just to avoid eye contact. Man, you need to chill before somebody says something you can't take back, Mendeecees warned. Zayne stepped closer, finger pointing, eyes glassy but furious. Say it then. I want somebody to say it. Let's stop pretending this group ain't full of liars and hypocrites. 24 Hours pushed his chair back. Standing tall. You got one more time to talk about my wife, he said, voice steady but deadly serious. Or what? Zayne barked. You gonna fight me for telling the truth? You think these people really your friends? They talk about you the second you leave the room. The crew tried stepping in, but every word Zayne threw was a match hitting gasoline. Y'all all fake, he shouted. All these relationships, these promises, this loyalty stuff, it's all for the cameras. Ashley tried to pull him away, but he yanked his arm free. Don't touch me right now. I'm done being the quiet one. If I'm the villain, fine, I'll be the villain, but at least I ain't pretending. Carly Rae finally stood up, tossing her drink onto the sand. This not the time, Zayne. You need to sober up and stop projecting your own mess on everybody else. Zayne turned toward her slowly, smirking. Oh, you want to talk about projecting? Girl, you've been surviving off other people's storylines for 10 years. The whole group erupted with gasps, and OHHH like a live audience at a rap battle. Spice jumped in the middle before it turned physical. Zayne, enough. This trip already falling apart, and now you want to burn what's left. He looked around, eyes darting between the cast, his chest rising and falling heavy. It's already burned, he said quietly, almost to himself. Ain't nothing left to save. The silence after was deafening. The producer's cameras zoomed in on faces hurt, rage, disbelief. 24 Hours shook his head slowly. You just lost every friend you had, he said. Zayne laughed bitterly, eyes wet. Who needs friends when all they do is lie? He dropped his glass into the sand and started walking toward the ocean. The rest sat frozen, processing the wreckage he just left behind. And as he disappeared into the darkness, Ashley whispered the only truth left in the air. He meant every word. But the trip wasn't over, and by sunrise, somebody else would explode next. The sun rose over Jamaica like it was trying to cleanse the mess from the night before. But peace didn't stand a chance. The air was still heavy with leftover anger and half-finished arguments. Zayne hadn't come back to the villa since storming off, and the group sat scattered around the breakfast table in awkward silence. 24 Hours looked like he hadn't slept. Selma's eyes were red, mascara smudged. Yandy whispered something to Mendeecees, but he just shook his head and stared at the pool, replaying every word from the night before. It was one of those mornings when the hangover wasn't from alcohol, it was from emotions. That hit to hard. Then, just when everyone thought they could breathe, the sliding door opened, and there he was, Zayne, shades on, towel over his shoulder, still smelling like salt water and trouble. Nobody spoke. The cameras caught the slow moment where 24 Hours' eyes lifted. You really came back like nothing happened? He asked, voice low. Zayne didn't answer at first. He just poured himself coffee, took a sip, and leaned back in his chair. Y'all wanted real? You got it. I said what everybody else is scared to say. Ashley rolled her eyes. Zayne, you said everything except sorry. You heard everybody sitting here. Did I lie? Though? He said sharply, turning toward her. Tell me one thing I said that wasn't true. Selma slammed her fork down. You disrespected my marriage. You don't talk about people's homes like that. Zayne smirked. Then keep your home off the streets, Selma. Don't act shocked when it circles back. 24 Hours pushed his chair back so hard it scraped against the floor. Nah, bro. You not about to talk to my wife like that again. Mendeecees stepped between them instantly. Yo, chill. This what we not doing. We grown and it's way too early for this. But Zayne was already standing. I'm chill. I'm good. Just saying truth hurt more than fists, don't it? Yandy stood up next, her voice shaking. You embarrassed us, Zayne. You turned a trip that was supposed to be healing into another headline. You need help, not another argument. Zayne laughed bitterly. Yandy, the only thing I need is people to stop hiding behind fake smiles and Instagram filters. The room froze again. Carly Red walked in mid-sentence, hair wrapped, still half asleep. Lord, y'all still arguing? It's 8 in the morning. Spice followed right behind her, shaking her head. This man wake up and choose violence like it's breakfast. Zayne turned towards Spice, smirking. You know what's funny? You the only one real enough to admit when you messy. Everybody else just pretend better. Boy, don't play with me, Spice snapped, pointing at him. I got enough energy to send you back home crying. Then do it. Zayne shouted, stepping forward. Do it, cause I'm tired of everybody acting like they saints when they sinners in silk. The argument grew louder, voices overlapping, plates clattering. Producers moved closer, security edging near the doorway. 24 Hours finally snapped, shouting, you don't belong here, man. Go back to wherever you came from. Zayne turned on him, eyes blazing. That's the problem with you think loyalty means silence. You want everybody to sit here and let the lies live cause you too scared to face them. Sit here and let the lies live cause you too scared to face them. The words landed heavy. 24 Hours jaw clenched. You want truth? Fine. You ruined your relationship, and now you want everyone else to look like you. Ashley gasped quietly, eyes widening. For a moment, Zayne looked like he might swing. Then something broke in him, not rage, but exhaustion. He took a step back, hands trembling. You right, he said softly. I did ruin it, but at least I admit my mess. That's more than I can say for y'all. His voice cracked at the end. The cameras zoomed in on the shift, the anger fading, replaced by a rare glimpse of pain. Yandy sat down slowly, whispering, he's not okay. Mendeecees sighed and placed a hand on Zayne's shoulder. Look, man, this ain't the way. You hurt people that actually care about you. You need to figure out if you want friends or enemies. Zayne stared at the floor. Maybe I don't deserve either. Ashley wiped a tear and stood up. Zayne, I wanted to help you, but you keep burning bridges like they owe you fire. He laughed under his breath. Guess that's the only way I know how to keep warm. The room went silent again, the kind of silence that feels like grief. Spice finally broke it. You know what? We all toxic in our own way. But this got to stop. She looked to the cameras and said, "Turn them off." The producers hesitated. Turn them off slowly. The red light on the lens blinked out, and for the first time in days, the group sat without the world watching. 24 hours exhaled. Selma leaned against him, crying quietly. Yandy reached for Mendeecees' hand, and Zayne, standing apart from everyone, finally looked like he realized the cost of being the loudest person in the room. He picked up his towel and headed toward the door, muttering, "Maybe peace ain't for people like me," Ashley called after him. "Zayne, wait." But he didn't turn around. The door shut behind him with a soft click that felt louder than any of his rants. Outside, the camera lights flickered back on, catching him walking toward the beach alone, barefoot, and finally silent. The waves rolled over his footprints as the screen faded to black, leaving one question hanging over the chaos he created. What happens when the truth finally costs you everything? Everything.